This course has been authored by a qualified expert and is delivered in a self-paced format. It's been designed to help you accelerate the mastery and retention of the concepts and skills using a structured learning plan, interactive content, knowledge checks, access to live support, and much more.
In our course on the configuration of the Windows Server 2008 R2's Active Directory, we're going to talk a lot about the different components, obviously, that deal with Active Directory and that entire infrastructure as a service. We're going to talk about, of course, from the very beginning, the installation options of Active Directory, how to actually go about installing it, the questions that you're going to be asked as far as the designs with trees and forests and different domains. And once you get past that, we're then going to look at the different types of Active Directory objects. That means we're going to be talking about things like the group policy that are out there, working with computers accounts and users and groups and all of the things that go in there, organizational units. We're going to talk about some of the things we can specifically do in working with the domain controllers, things like which ones are going to be global catalogs, and talk about the operations masters and where they should be assigned and what they do for us. We're also going to look at some of the technologies that interact with Active Directory, like DNS and the integration of DNS into Active Directory. We're going to try to look at some of the enhancements, some ways of securing authentication to be able to monitor and support how Active Directory is running. We're going to take a look at some ideas and concepts behind the actual deployment of Active Directory, which of course includes not only your logical design, but even some of the physical design elements, like with sites and controlling replication. Now, Active Directory we're going to find out is a part of what Microsoft calls the IDA, or the Identity and Access. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at all of the other Active Directory features that make up part of the IDA, which would include things like certificate services, to work with the federation services and the lightweight directory services and all these different things that are now called AD, or Active Directory. And there's a few more, but we're going to cover what those do, and then we're going to go in some good depth about certificate services, because that's going to go kind of hand in hand with our authentication needs and working directly with different types of Active Directory objects. So all in all, when we're done, I think you should be able to have a good knowledge about a lot of the components, a lot of the architecture of Active Directory, and of course how to actually work with it, configure it, install it, basically everything we need to be able to get this network up and running and functional.
Enroll now for lifetime access to this course, a certificate of completion, and access to live support whenever you need it.